Well, that is right. You are listening to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. You can email me your thoughts, questions, opinions. Your adoration and praise will also be accepted. Todd@toddhuffshow.com. Of course, we're streaming the program on our website, toddhuffshow.com. We are on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube as well. Todd Huff Show being the handle or whatever for all those social media platforms. Good to be here. Thank you for joining us. You know, as I was preparing this morning, been looking at a lot of things, been looking at the debate, I don't know if you saw, I tell you what, folks, it's more than I can handle sometimes. I don't know if you saw I don't know if you saw this. Did you see Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on a hot mic criticizing the flyover? She did. Thumbs up is what I got for that. Even Aikman gets it right, by the way. Aikman says you won't see that on a Kamala Biden ticket. He got it right. It is the Kamala Biden, Kamala. That's totally not intended. I'm sure charges of all sorts of bad things about me will be made because of my mispronunciation. But Kamala Biden ticket, won't be down with that. Flyovers at NFL football games. What is this, 2019? We don't need to be doing that kind of stuff. First time I've ever seen. It's just remarkable. I'll play that for you in a bit. But, you know, we have this debate that's scheduled for Thursday, and they've changed the debate rules. I don't want to say the rules. I don't know if that's completely, that's not. Well, they did. They have set it up now to where whoever's not speaking, their microphone will be automatically muted. Can't wait to see where this goes. Can't wait to see how many times muting that Trump's mic will happen. By the way, what do they think that's going to encourage? Do they think that's going to encourage Trump to stop talking, or is Trump just going to be louder? Now, Trump's team has told us that he's going to come out a little bit differently in this debate. In fact, they told us that expect Trump to, quote, give Biden more room to answer these questions that he's going to be asked. Good, by the way. In fact, I heard Trump when he was on Rush Limbaugh's show here a couple of weeks ago. 2 hours, I think, is what he was on the program. I actually caught a lot of that. I usually, I'm not able to listen. I used to listen all the time, and there's some things with Rush's health in the news as well that I'd like to find time to get to. But I don't. I just don't have the time to listen anymore. But I did hear Trump on Rush's show, and Rush made that comment to him. Basically, in essence, don't let him off so easy. Don't keep talking over him. Shut up and let him say whatever he's going to say. Because they don't ask him tough questions to begin with. When there's actually a situation where a tough question is, on the floor, so to speak, and Biden is expected to answer in that rare circumstance, you got to be willing and ready to bite your tongue and let him fumble his way through it. Because, folks, if Biden is telling us, well, if these allegations are deniable, then let him deny them. If they're not deniable, then let him try to explain them. But we can't let him ignore these allegations about Hunter Biden, because if these allegations are true, and if they lead to where we think they might be able to lead us, folks, this is completely unacceptable behavior of a president, of someone in our government, to allow for the personal enrichment of their family, maybe even themselves, allegedly, through their political office. These folks tell us that they're public servants. We are public servants. This is simply what we're trying to do is serve the public. We've put aside all of our dreams and ambitions of having our own, professional life. And we have decided we're going to just lay it all down, give it all up in the name of serving our great nation for 47 years. 47 years, folks. That is not public service. I am sorry. I don't know what universe that's public service in when you serve somewhere for 47 years and you're much, 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 much wealthier coming out of it than when you went into it. You can call it a lot of things, but don't insult us and call that public service. That is not what that is. That is not what that is at all. And there are, of course, questions. My goodness, this guy's been in office, Biden, for 47 years, half a century. I mean, it's his entire adult life, practically. His entire adult life, he's been serving, wink, wink, as whatever, senator, vice president, what have you. He's been serving. There should be lots of questions about all these things that he's done on the record. And folks, there's no curiosity about this. There's no curiosity about the reasons he dropped out of the 1988 presidential election. There's no curiosity about some of those back and forth conversations I've seen him have with reporters back in 1988. In fact, even one of those instances in challenging a reporter to an IQ test. It's so ridiculous to listen and watch some of these things. His plagiarism, no interest in that. Tara Reade, nah, no interest. Hunter Biden, computer scandal, emails, pay to play, whatever you want to call this stuff. Nope. No interest, no curiosity, no anything. And on top of that, we now have a debate that is changing its plans to talk about foreign policy. This third debate, now it's only the second one because you'll remember the last one was already canceled because Trump had COVID, even though Trump was COVID clear way before the beginning of the second debate. They want you to believe that Biden was licking his chops to have this second debate with Donald J. Trump. Of course, nothing is further from the truth. We talked about that on this program, I mean, for months. This is not something, and folks, that it's not even something that someone really attuned to politics, in my opinion, it's only something that they could pick up on. This was something anybody who paid attention on could have picked up. The idea that Biden wanted to be in the limelight on the stage with Donald Trump, right there front and center, is completely ridiculous. The guy was hiding in his basement. He was hiding in his basement. This was their campaign strategy. They act as though Trump didn't want to debate Biden on a virtual debate, acting as though Biden wouldn't have. What do you mean Biden wouldn't have any? There wouldn't be any. We'd have nothing to worry about with Biden having earpieces or teleprompters on the Zoom call. What are you talking about? We watch Biden have teleprompters everywhere the guy goes, even when he goes to these silly little stay-in-your-car rallies with 14 cars out in the town square or whatever. He's got a teleprompter the size of an outdoor drive-in movie screen. And it doesn't have very inspiring words on it to boot. But anyway, we've got this debate. This third one was supposed to be about foreign policy, but they've changed it, folks. They've changed what the debate, this Thursday's coming debate is about. And of course, who's leading the debate? Someone who hates Trump, which is no surprise. They all hate Trump. They all hate Trump. Why don't we get Joe Rogan up there? Joe Rogan's offered to do this. Biden acts like that's not even a real thing. I'd love to see that. 4 hours with Joe Rogan, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump. No, they don't want that. They want to keep their guy hidden. They don't want him to be pressed on topics. I think they liked when Trump was interrupting. That keeps their guy from having to debate. So the first debate was Trump yelling over Biden. Now, I will say, I don't remember Trump calling Biden names. Biden called Trump lots of names, but clearly Trump was the one that was talking over Biden more than Biden was talking over Trump. So that debate really didn't get to anything because that's what was happening. The second debate didn't happen. It turned into a town hall. That town hall became a couple of town halls. You had Joe Biden in the friendly confines of the George Stephanopoulos, let me sit here and give you a warm cup of cocoa while we sit by the fireplace and just reminisce about the good old days. That's what that one felt like. And then Trump is over there with Savannah Guthrie. That's right, Savannah Guthrie, who came in looking for a street fight on her town hall with Trump. That thing was pitiful. She had a point to prove, a message to send to those who were mad at NBC for putting Trump on. Oh, you want me to show you why Savannah Guthrie probably, I'm sure there's tweets. I'm sure there's tweets and emails and so forth between Savannah Guthrie and people who were mad prior to Trump being on NBC last week. Wait until you see what I'm going to do to the guy. This isn't a real town hall. Is that what you think this is? We're not giving this guy the stage so that he can tell people really what's happening in America, his success. I'm going to ask him 97 times about which days he had a COVID test on. Did you have one on June 11th, 2020? What about the 12th? Was it before or after lunch? Was it a swab test? Which brand of test was it? Which day did you have a minor cough? Did you have a major cough on one day? What were your O2 levels on October 9th or whatever day it was that, whatever, you know what I'm hyperbole here, but we're not far from that. That was the first 7 minutes of the debate. Then the next 9 minutes was calling Trump a white supremacist. Now we've got the third debate that's supposed to be about foreign policy, but suddenly it's not. You know what the second debate, which should be the third debate, is about? Supposed to be about fighting COVID. Here we go. Fighting COVID-19, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. Now, the first debate topics were this: COVID-19, the economy, race and violence in our cities, the integrity of the election, the Supreme Court, and Trump and Biden's records. This according to the National Pulse. But the third debate, which is really the second debate, because last time the second debate turned into the town hall, the dueling town halls, which weren't really town halls again. They were, one was an attack on Trump, the other was, the propping up of Joe Biden. And this one was supposed to be about foreign policy. Why is it not? Why are the words foreign policy not even in the list? It's not even in national security, I guess you could say, to some extent. But fighting COVID, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. None of those say foreign policy. That's what the emphasis of this third debate, which is now really the second debate, that's what this was supposed to be about. But it's not. Why? Ask yourself why. The answer is obvious. The answer is obvious because they know that Joe Biden doesn't want to talk about Hunter Biden and China, Hunter Biden and Burisma. These are things that happen on these are things that are directly tied to foreign policy, international relations, if you will. The government of the United States interacting and dealing with people who are not part of our government, something external. And so they've said, we'll just cut that out. I mean, it's remarkable, really, and this has caused me to think about some things, and I jotted down some notes just to tell you where we've been in the past couple of years. The things that have happened. I mean, it's remarkable when you see these things unfold at the time. It's remarkable to see these things happen in real time, but sometimes it's easy to overlook and forget just how many of these insane things we've been subjected to. Folks, this is not normal. This is not something that happens typically in presidential elections or during the presidency of a certain individual. This is an all-out assault war against President Donald Trump and the message and the ideology and the agenda that he represents and sets forth. His agenda is the antithesis of the radical left's. His wants to increase liberty, decrease regulation, increase prosperity, give you more control of your life and decisions, which I say kudos. The founders would be very pleased with a president who has objectives like that. Conversely, the radical left wants more government, more of your money, more control of your life, more utopian promises, whatever the case may be, more power. And that's what's on the ticket this right now, between now and November 3rd. So I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I want to go through just a quick rundown of where we've been. You know all of these things, but to hear these things in sequence, is truly quite remarkable. So that said, quick timeout is in order. We'll come back and discuss these things. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
like, usually canceling a debate and then changing the terms, or the topics, I should say, of the next debate would be big news, but not in this cycle of insanity that we found ourselves in since 2015 when Trump first came down the escalator. I just want to go through some of these points. Some of these points, all of these, but just to hear these in sequence is just a remarkable thing. And I'm not implying this is even a comprehensive list. I put this together quickly this morning as I was just thinking about a few things, but let's just go back through this. Back in, June of 2015, Trump comes down the escalator in Trump Tower in Manhattan. Media kind of ignores it as much as Trump can be ignored back then. Trump begins to pick up some early momentum in the early primary stages. Media begins to mock Trump. Trump soon after that becomes the front runner. Media stops mocking, begins attacking Trump. Trump then wins the nomination. Of course, the winning of the nomination means that the Never Trumpers are born. Welcome to the scene, Never Trumpers. The Democrat Party, as this process is going on, the Democrat Party takes measures to ensure that Hillary is their nominee. Remember, they had superdelegates. Superdelegates were voters who had more power than regular voters, who had power and clout within the Democrat Party. These folks could cast a vote in the primary that was worth infinitely more than the vote of a normal person in, say, Pennsylvania or Michigan or Ohio or wherever else the Democrats were running their make-believe primary process back in 2016. Remember, this is back in the time when Donna Brazile was feeding debate questions to Hillary Clinton. Remember all this? This is back when Hillary was allegedly using her server, right? Or the whole discussion about the email server. This was back when Hillary would say things like, "What do you mean wipe the hard drive? Like with a cloth?" Remember that stupid sort of stuff? Came out in an orange jumpsuit that day, not to be confused with she came out in the orange pantsuit, not to be confused with the orange jumpsuit. So we go through this whole debacle back in 2016. And if you remember Hillary eventually, quote unquote, won this, and it became Trump versus Hillary, and the media versus Trump is really how I have in my notes here, Trump took on Hillary, and the media takes on Trump. That's kind of what this was. Remember, they told us Hillary on Election Day had a 98.6% chance or some such thing of winning the election on Election Day. I have a friend who told me he knows people who actually had, the morning of the election, had bought some champagne and, I think champagne, and they began to they made plans. They made plans for a party. They were leftists. They were Democrats preparing to celebrate the coronation of Hillary Rodham Clinton. And they were so certain of this. Remember back in 2016, folks, it's incredible. These things just pop up in my mind as I'm talking. We had people who took bets. Remember this? Organizations who took bets on who would win the election for president. They started paying out their bets early. They were so sure that President Trump was going to lose that if you bet on Hillary Clinton to win, they paid out those bets. I don't know what happened to that. I don't know if they tried to get their money back. I don't know. But you remember this. This is the insanity. And you think about this. The power of groupthink, the power of this, I got to fit in with what supposedly the it group, I guess. I guess the media is the it group to some people. We got to fall in line with what they're thinking. They were so certain that Hillary was going to win, they actually lost money. They gave away money. The whole point, whatever you think of gambling, the whole point of being odds makers is to wait until the event takes place. If you're betting on a football game, you don't pay out early. Why? Because the whole point is to see what actually happens in real life, not based upon someone's conjecture and guesses. But yet they did that. So we go through this debate process back in 2016. Trump said that the election is fixed. Remember this? The media and Hillary scold Donald J. Trump. They say he's trying to undermine the election and destroy America in the process. Meanwhile, as this is going on, the Obama administration is actively spying on President Trump. At the time, the Trump campaign. Carter Page. Remember all this? None of this is in dispute anymore. None of it. Absolutely none of this is in dispute. If you have a liberal friend that refused to accept this as reality, remind them that they don't even argue this anymore. They argue whether or not it was spying. That's what they argue. But folks, they got a FISA warrant. A FISA warrant is Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. That's what FISA stands for. Surveillance is quite literally a synonymous word to spying. That's what they were doing. The question isn't whether or not they were spying. The question is whether or not it was justifiable under the law. And it turns out it wasn't, because you know why? The entire spying on candidate Trump's campaign was predicated upon a phony Russian dossier that was stupid nonsense that was paid for by, yes, you guessed it, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat Party. That then set up what turned into 3 years of talks for this Russian hoax nonsense. But nonetheless, in spite of all that, Trump comes out and wins. The left and the media go into utter meltdown. They do. Remember this? They screamed at the universe. They wanted service dogs. They wanted adult coloring books. They wanted adult Play-Doh to cope with President Trump's victory. They canceled college classes. I have people that told me they had roommates that cried in their room for days. Roommates wouldn't leave the room because Trump was president, Hillary was not. This was the end of civilization as we knew it. Right? You remember this. Folks, this is insanity. Then, to boot, the left and the media started saying that the election was rigged. Remember, just a few weeks earlier, they said if you said that you were undermining America and basically creating a process whereby our democracy would be destroyed. Now they were outright claiming it themselves. And they were saying, if you don't believe that Trump colluded with Russia and stole the election from Hillary using Pokemon Go ads, I'm making none of this up. This is 100% true. And I guess sometimes I focus on an element of this for dramatic effect, but it is absolutely true. Absolutely true. If you don't believe that now, if you don't believe that Hillary's election was stolen from her by Donald Trump and Russian oligarchs and Vladimir Putin and somebody in Russia who's a social media master who can put an ad on social media and people have no control, they have no ability to say no to the ad. That's what we were told. If you don't believe that you now are in fact guilty of causing the destruction of America and our democracy and our institutions as well. The left simply lost its mind, whatever was left of it at that point in time. But they came to their senses eventually and realized that in spite of yelling at the universe, in spite of using their coloring books, probably broke too many crayons, ran out of their crayons, couldn't put any more requests in for service dogs, the adult Play-Doh dried up, all that stuff. All that stuff happens. And Maxine Waters, I think, was the first one to basically say, hey, this guy's going to be president. I mean, we can yell at the universe all we want, but this isn't going to change anything. Let's start coming up with a plan. And you began to hear the word impeachment. Before Trump stepped into office, before Inauguration Day, impeachment. Impeaching the guy who hadn't even served a day in office. Then, of course, we had the inauguration. We had the rioting. You know, the rioting took place on Inauguration Day in D.C. You remember this? I saw pictures of people pounding through the window at Starbucks, busting in there, rioting in the streets of D.C. That began. There's a lot more. We haven't even gotten into where we are today. That's what has preceded all of where we are today. When we look at the debate topics changing for this week, you got to go back to that point in time and look at where we've come, how we've gotten here. This is, I'm telling you right now, they will die. They will die on this hill, metaphorically speaking. They will do whatever it takes, as long as it takes them, as long as it takes President Trump out of the White House. You can take that to the bank, and that is where we are today. And we've got a little bit more history to go through to get caught up to where we are right at this moment. But again, as Oz reminds me, it's time to take a break. I'm going to take one. So sit tight. We'll be back here in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Our partner, Global Plasma Solutions, has published ionization testing results that demonstrate a 99.4% reduction rate on a SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 surface strain within 30 minutes. This is the first instance that an air purification company has effectively neutralized SARS-CoV-2. Commercial Service Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is installing this solution in businesses and homes in South Central Indiana. Get your free information kit at commercialservice.com/info. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, president of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indy Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indy Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com. Welcome back. Want to pick up here where we left off. Last segment. But the left basically came to realize that this is now not just a nightmare when President Trump was elected in 2016. Now they understand they've got to do something about it. Now they unleash the Russian collusion hoax for the next 3 years, which leads directly or indirectly, depending upon your perspective, directly to the impeachment, which was, of course, something that the Democrats did back in about a year ago, December of 19, which, of course, was purely for political reasons. I've shared before that Alan Lichtman has this, a 13-point scale that's used in predicting elections. And at the point in 2019, the Democrats, out of those 13 points, they needed to have a majority of the 13. I think at the time it was like 8-5. Republicans had 8 of the points, or Trump had 8 of the points in his scale, and Democrats only had 5. So they went into hyperactivity mode, impeached Donald J. Trump, creating controversy and scandal. Creating controversy and scandal over something that quite literally they won't even ask Joe Biden about. They won't even ask Joe Biden these questions. Now, if a reporter does ask a question, in fact, I saw there's a CBS News. I don't know enough about him. He either stumbled into journalism or maybe he's one of the few that actually practices journalism. But he was actually asking Biden about some of the things that, with Ukraine, with Hunter Biden, which had been totally and completely ignored by the media. And so we had negative coverage of President Trump for the past 3 years, quite literally over 90% negative coverage. In fact, back in March of this year, it was May of this year, it was 99.5% negative coverage in the media. Now I ask you, how on earth is that possible? 99.5%. Now, I know there's some leftists right now listening saying, that's because he's 99.5% terrible president. Okay. Does that even seem remotely close to reasonable? 99.5%? Somebody's out there saying, no, it doesn't, because he's 100% bad. It should have been 100% negative coverage. Give me a break. Give me a break. You look at what has happened. They've hidden from us, or they've ignored what's happened. But see, the thing is, when a president comes in and changes policies that unleash the freedom and liberty of the American worker, that unleashes the prosperity that can take place in the American economy, we all experience it. We all experience that. And that's something that no matter what they try to do, they can't change your personal experience. They can cause you to question your personal experience. They can cause you to doubt that your experience is really that of others, but they can't change your personal experience. But that's what they've tried to do for all of these years. Russian hoax, negative coverage, all of this stuff. The media trying to pretend that Donald J. Trump is a white supremacist. That's right. They want you to believe that. They misquote him, mischaracterize him countless times. They refuse to accept his answers when he denounces white supremacy, which you saw that on right in front of you if you watched last week's so-called town hall with Savannah Guthrie, where Trump denounces this incessantly, and she still doesn't believe him. You didn't do it quickly enough, or you didn't do it the way that I would have preferred you to do it, or whatever the case may be with Savannah Guthrie. They began the process of promoting the idea that anybody but Donald J. Trump should be president. They being the Democrat Party, they being the media. And then we watched the DNC have this train wreck of a primary, eventually getting us to the point where the Democrat Party power brokers, those with money and influence, the ultra wealthy, the billionaires, the nameless, faceless, unidentifiable folks within the Democrat Party that have a lot of power, and then some that are identifiable that have a lot of power, they stepped in after the South Carolina primary prior to Super Tuesday, and they said, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, get out of the race. We want to coalesce around Joe Biden because we can't get behind the idea of a Bernie Sanders presidency. Yet again, Bernie Sanders had the Democrat Party colluding against him, second time now, in 2 elections. But they picked Joe Biden, and that's where they've put all their power, money, focus, attention since that point in time. And in doing so, in order to make sure that they didn't make the wrong bet they had to insulate Biden. They hid him in the closet, or excuse me, the basement, maybe the closet too. I don't know. Biden might prefer the closet. I can see Biden talking about that. I can see Biden going in front of the cameras and saying, why, I prefer the closet over the basement. Here's why. He'll give us a list of reasons. I don't even know what those might be. Some of the answers he's given us make about as much sense as that. But nonetheless, they realize, okay, this is our guy. This is the best we've got. Think about that. The best they've got is Joe Biden, a guy that's run for president now for 3 times, a guy that's an admitted plagiarist, a guy that has spent half his life in D.C. This is the answer. This is the answer to President Trump. More government, someone who's been in there a longer time. This is the answer. This is the best they've got. And they know that he has a lot of baggage, and so they're going to surround him, protect him, circle the wagons, prevent anyone from knowing about key things like Tara Reade or Hunter Biden or take your pick. All these things leading up to this cancellation of the debate. I've got some more to talk about when we get back, but a quick timeout is in order. Sit tight. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
Are you one of the growing number of Hoosiers who are concerned about higher taxes, increased spending, and massive debt? So am I. I'm Donald Rainwater, the Libertarian candidate for governor of the state of Indiana. I believe that all Hoosier businesses provide the necessities of life to their owners and employees, and that all Hoosiers are essential. As your governor, I will safeguard your rights to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness as defined by you, not the government. To learn more, go to rainwaterforindiana.com. We need better government, not bigger government. My name's Donald Rainwater, and I approve this message. Paid for by Rainwater for Indiana.
If you filed for a 6-month extension on your taxes this year, October 15th is a crucial deadline. Many of the millions of individuals who filed for an extension have still yet to file before the October deadline. If you need help, call Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group, 317-288-5260. It's important to file your taxes before the deadline in order to avoid penalties. Even if you can't pay, or even if it's been a few years since you filed, you have to file that return this year. If you're facing a tough tax situation, Jody and the team at Midwest Tax Group can help you through it by filing any back taxes owed or even setting up a payment arrangement with the IRS. You need a professional you can trust with years of experience to help you avoid any tax pitfalls and make sure you get every deduction you deserve. And as Jody's client, you can consult with him year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260 or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com.
back. So, again, we're talking about all these things that are leading up to the nonsense we're facing right now, which is insane when you think about political campaigns. The media surrounded Biden. They've protected Biden. The Democrat Party has protected Biden. That's at least understandable. But they've insulated him against any questions from or pertaining to Hunter Biden, Burisma, China, as Trump says, Tara Reade, plagiarism, some of his radical beliefs. On top of that, Biden picks his VP candidate based upon one criteria, or depending upon your viewpoint, two. She's a woman and she's black. That's it. That's his criteria. I mean, the amount, it's remarkable. It's remarkable to hear someone go about saying the qualifications for my VP would be that, it's going to be a woman and probably even a black woman. Which, again, I've been through before. That's fine. That makes no difference to me. What makes difference to me is why you're doing it. Make it about reasons and what she believes. Because, folks, she believes radical stuff. On top of that, Biden isn't well. Anyone can see this. On top of that, Biden is hiding. Anyone can see this. We have the first debate. We know how that one went. Then Trump gets COVID, and many in the media wish that he died. Many with blue check marks on Twitter. We went through this in pretty decent detail after it happened a couple of weeks ago. So then they canceled the second debate, even though there would still have been time for Trump to get a couple of negative results, which he was ready. He would have been ready for the second debate, but they canceled it. Why? Because they don't want their guy out there in front. They've done the calculations. They think that they're in the lead. They hope they're in the lead. They want to convince Americans that Biden's in the lead, and they want to keep him hidden because having him out there makes people not want to vote for him. I am telling you, you can take this to the bank. So then the offer was made for the second debate to be virtual, which Trump declined because he said, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. Probably have an earpiece and a teleprompter for Joe Biden, which is probably a pretty fair guess, the way that the media and the Democrat Party behave. So then the debate number 2 turns into dueling town halls. One of those is the Savannah Guthrie attack against Donald Trump. The other town hall shows Joe Biden having a nice little coffee and tea with George Stephanopoulos. Now we got to the point where the debate commission has changed the topics of this third debate. Changed the topic. Foreign policy was supposed to be the front and center topic. Not even listed. Not even listed, folks, as a debate topic. We're doing a redo of the first debate. And who's the moderator? Someone who loves Biden and hates Trump. On top of that, they're going to mute their microphones whenever they're not supposed to be talking. Can't wait to see how this goes down. Trump's team has promised 2 things. Number 1, they're going to give Biden, quote, more room to answer questions in this second debate, meaning Trump will not interrupt and let Biden deal with his own words and thoughts more than Trump's actions and behavior, number 1. Number 2, the other thing they're going to do, they say, is be insistent that if the moderator doesn't press about Hunter Biden, Burisma, and these sorts of things, foreign policy, that Trump will make sure that that's heard. Now, I don't know how those 2 things intersect, but nonetheless, that's where we are. And on top of all this, we've got a Supreme Court case that was just 4-4. 4-4. That's why is it 4-4? Because John Roberts votes with the liberals, number 1. And number 2, because we only have 8 justices. We have not confirmed Amy Coney Barrett, which could happen this week, should happen this week. But that case that was just decided allows Pennsylvania to extend Election Day practically to now November 6th. There's no law that Pennsylvania legislators wrote. They just unilaterally did this. And now the Supreme Court says that's okay. Who gives a crap what the law says? That's what we get from this. And we're in this craziness because of all that stuff I laid out. We've been subjected to so much craziness, it's hard to keep up. Got to take a break. Come back here and wrap up in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in Central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the health care they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Folks, that is all of the time that I have today. So at this point in time, we have to vote. We have to get to the polls. We have to encourage those that we know to get to the polls early, whatever the case may be, and vote. And understand on top of that, that this is just the beginning. This battle is not going away. In fact, come to grips with this truth. This battle will be raging between the left and the right for the rest of our lives. This is a big election, and it will determine the direction of that. And we'll talk about that as the week continues. Gotta go. Thanks for listening. SDGC tomorrow. Take care.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Hi,
I'm Daniel Elliott, chairman of the Morgan County Republican Party. I'm excited that Hoosier Republicans and conservatives are eager to re-elect President Trump. But as you know, this ideological battle we're fighting runs all the way up and down the ballot. That's why I'm asking you to vote Republican from the very top of your ballot all the way down to the bottom of your ballot. Every election is important, and we must win as many of these elections as possible to ensure that we defend our liberties through constitutional limited government. We need your vote down the ballot for conservatives like Indiana Senator Rod Bray from District 37 and Morgan County Coroner Mike Ellis. If you love liberty and the Constitution, I'm asking you to join conservatives all across the Hoosier State and vote Republican all the way down the ballot. This ad is paid for by the Morgan County Republican Party.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.